I am Verna Smith, and welcome to another edition of Issues in Focus. Last week, this time, we were talking post-analysis and commentary on the recent elections, the Democratic losses in New Jersey and Virginia, and the Democratic win, if one can call it that, in northern New York. Well, this week, we have moved further to talk about healthcare reform, and that in a very narrow margin, the bill was passed in the House. I suppose we have to say cheers to Nancy Pelosi, but 215 to 220 is very lean, but a win is a win. But the reason why I had to start with that today is because kudos go to Congressman Cao from Louisiana, Republican, who won a seat in a Democratic district, in a seat in New Orleans that was traditionally held by a Democrat, William Jefferson, and he was the one lone Republican support for the bill in Congress. And from what the GOP are saying, they might be going after him, and I say, let's try and see how well you can do, because where Care won his seat was not a Republican safe seat. It is not a Republican seat at all. So Care was right when he said he voted for the bill because he was voting his conscience, he was voting for his constituents, most of whom are poor, most of whom are without health care insurance, and for whom he would want to see their situation improve. So I said, Congressman Care, congrats to you. Congratulations to you for not thinking like the typical professional politician who would vote in terms of their own interests and not in the interests of their constituents. So again, to Congressman Cao, congratulations. And I'm sure if you can't win it under the GOP label, given the example you have set, you can win it under the Democratic label if you choose to switch. Of course, also worthy of mention is the massacre at Fort Hood. Yesterday was Veterans Day, and yes, it was sad to think of the 12 servicemen and the one civilian who lost their lives because I don't know how to label it. A disgruntled veteran decided that he was would turn guns on his own colleagues. It is indeed a sad affair, and I don't know what will happen, but we will wait for the investigations, thorough investigations of what happens before we call the dice. But I will agree with the President that however this was done, it should not have happened on American soil, and of course, hopefully, justice will be done. Of course, at this stage again, as we talk healthcare, we seem not to be able to get away from it. The bill moves into the Senate for deliberation and debate, and we are not sure what exactly will happen, but we learned that there are 6 senators who are seen as those that will be looking to stop progress on the bill. Ken Conrad among them, Landrieu from Louisiana, 6 of them I know, but they're all GOP senators, and I can only remember Ken Conrad and Landrieu from Louisiana, and I know there are a couple of them, but they're all blue dogs. And I'm saying, come on, it's time to move on the issue. It's time to see beyond your personal interest, because I just heard a report recently where more than 25% of Texans are without health care insurance. Yet the senator from that state does not support health care and one with a public option. We also hear women talking about being marginalized because if and when a bill passes, it will exclude women who want to have an abortion. I have, a matter of different points of view on the issue of abortion, but I do say women will find a way. The Hyde Amendment stands, no federal funding for any abortion anywhere. Women are in the 21st century. We think the 21st century, and I know, I don't know of any man anywhere who still has the ability to have a baby. The responsibility, the biological opportunity for anyone to have a baby still belongs to a woman, and 52% of the voting population in this country are women. So I want to say to the senators, let's get beyond this nonsense about, preventing women. Yes, I don't believe tax dollars should be paid for abortion. I don't believe in abortion on demand. But as a female, women should have the right to choose that procedure if and when it is needed. I'm not saying it should be given on demand, and if they can pay for it out of their own funds, why should they not be allowed to do so? So again, this has been a quick review of the topics of the week. As I said, a bill was passed in the House by a narrow margin. Congratulations to Congressman Cao from Louisiana for being the only GOP to go along with the bill because he voted his conscience. Kudos also to Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House. The bill moves on to the Senate, and hopefully we will have some success there. But we know again that there are 6 senators, blue dogs, who are opposed to the bill, and we can expect some fireworks to go off there. But I know the president is hearing that he needs to start wringing necks or wringing hands or does something to say to these guys, I need for you to take some action. And of course, we are talking Fort Hood. Condolences to the family, because it is a sad affair that on American soil, servicemen might be killed for reasons that we are still waiting to hear what was behind the massacre. I want to say thank you for taking the time to tune in. Check into my blog, vernasmith.com, vernasmith.com. Leave a comment on this video, but I would love to hear your point of view on Fort Hood, on Cao, and of course, now that the bill moves into the Senate, what we may expect. Join me again this next week. I am Verna Smith, and this has been Issues in Focus.